Hello. Thank you for watching Rome TV Presents. This episode is about my vasectomy.
First of all, I don't know what that is, and second of all, no freaking way.
Peter, it's the male equivalent of a woman getting her tubes tied, except it's actually a lot quicker and safer. Let these guys explain.
A vasectomy's a medical procedure, one that makes you half a man. You're half a man. Remember when you twisted up your garden hose? Well, essentially that is the plan. That is the plan.
Well, I'm starting to get the picture, but how's it done?
You make a small incision in the scrotal skin. Isolate the vas and then you hold it in position with a towel clamp. Then you snip the fibrous tissue. Hey, then you'll never have to wear a condom when you do it with your wife or anyone else you do it with. We promise not to tell, like that new hot chick at work.
So I decided to go ahead on and get a vasectomy, make sure I don't have any more children. I'm not out there or anything like that, but I travel, I go places. I just don't want any situations here, anywhere else. I don't. No more kids. No more kids. So June 26th, I went on in and got my procedure done. I had a worst case scenario situation. What happened to me doesn't normally happen. So unfortunately, I had a bad experience dealing with that. So June 26th, I went in. My surgery time was at, I believe, 11 o'clock. So I went in 2 hours early. I believe I went in at 9 o'clock. And I got prepped and everything. Now, before I went in, I had to take a corona test to make sure I didn't have coronavirus. And I had to do a couple of other things just before the test, just to make sure everything was good and everything. So you already know, if you guys haven't taken that coronavirus test yet, it is very uncomfortable. The first thing they do is stick this long cotton swab. It's probably about that doggone long. And how you open your mouth all the way up, and they stick it all the way down to the end of your throat. And then they turn for about 8 seconds or 10 seconds. After that, they take it out, and then you lift your head back, and now they're going all the way up in your nose with it. They go so far back. It's very uncomfortable. I didn't like that experience at all. So, but that happened. I had to deal with that. And that's just to get the test, just to get the vasectomy. So Friday, June 26th, I went in at 9 o'clock in the morning. I got prepped, they give you the little gown that's open in the back and all that. You're in this waiting area, waiting to go back for surgery. I was there, you're not supposed to eat after midnight prior to any surgery that you get. Remember that. After midnight, you can't drink or eat anything. So I go in at 9 o'clock, and I was supposed to go in at 12. So my surgery, I finally went back in the back at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. I don't know what happened. I honestly think somebody died back there on the table or something, and and that's what happened. But going that long without eating and drinking anything is gonna make somebody very, 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 very upset, very mad. All those things that come along with it. That's what happened to me. I was pissed. I was so mad that it took me so long to get back there. So finally go back there. It's about 7 o'clock. Surgery only takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops. But yeah, they put me to sleep. I woke up in a recovery area. I was okay at the moment, but on the way home, start feeling uncomfortable, start feeling everything was tight. When they send you home with one of these one of these jock straps to hold everything up or whatever in place to keep you, to keep you held up. But by the time you get home, well, in my situation, this thing was bloody. The only reason it's this color now is because I had to dip it in a bowl of peroxide to get all the blood out. That's how you clean up blood, peroxide. So that's what I had to do, dip this into peroxide. End up buying another strap, although I bought it too late. I bought it after the fact. But this is what I should have had. I didn't have this at all during the process. I just recently got this bad boy last week or so. This would have really been good for me if I'd have had this thing right after the surgery. You don't have to have this part, but it's a nice jock strap, but you don't need this. But you definitely need a jock strap to hold up your testicles after that surgery, because I'm telling you, when they're hanging, in my situation, I went through 2 weeks. They tell you usually 2 days is all you need to get rid of, to be able to function again. They want you to rest 2 days so that things don't go wrong, things don't permanently get damaged and things like that. You're supposed to rest with your feet up. They usually don't give you any prescription. You could take Tylenol or ibuprofen. I think that's what they tell you to take, ibuprofen. And you rest up with your legs up, and you wear the jock strap to keep your testicles all the way up. If you don't, and they're hanging, it's not going to heal the proper way. So I think that happened to me. I was resting and elevating. I was taking pain medication too. She didn't prescribe it, but I was taking it. So when I started taking the pain medication, I started feeling a lot better. But what made me really feel good, because man, these things got so swollen. So when I got home after a couple of days of surgery, man, they swelled up so bad, man. They were, oh my gosh. I wish I had pictures to show how big, and I do got pictures, but I can't show them, but they were big. And every time I had to get up and walk around, man, I felt like dying, man. They were just sitting there hanging. They were so super heavy. What happened was that they didn't get the blood out when they did the procedure. They usually look and make sure that the blood has access to getting out. And what happened was, in my scrotum sac somewhere, there was a place that they went in on where the blood went in there instead of coming out. So they didn't see any blood before they stitched up and got me together. So when I got home, man, they were getting big and they were so heavy. And every time I stood up, I felt like I was gonna die. I had to grab my hands, even with what they had. Even though I didn't only wore this the first 2 days, after that, I was using underwear briefs that was like, they go up there, but it still wasn't enough support. We really should have had my jock strap on like that. Would have helped out. But man, I had to grab my balls and hold them up just to be able to walk in some kind of comfort. And once I did that for a while, they got so big after a while, they shave you before they do the surgery. So it was shaved bald down there. And the healing process, it feels like dry skin rubbing. If you get a burn and people touch it, it burns and it hurts. That's how my testicles was, man. I was just sitting and touching them, just with the material of the underwear and all that. It wasn't working. It was hurting horribly. What I had to do for comfort was use these ice packs, and I had to sit on ice packs. Man, I was recovering for 2 weeks. I thought after the first week I'd be okay. And the business I lost out on, the money I lost out on, the things that were scheduled in my calendar and my schedule book that I had to change that I couldn't do. Because of this, I didn't know. I thought it was going to take like 2 days to heal or whatever. Nah, man, it's about 2 weeks. And I'm sitting on these things, man, constantly just to get comfort. These things would be super frozen. And I would damn near put it on my skin down there raw, just with no clothes on, no towel or anything, just to get comfort. Because the pain was incredible as far as them just hanging or walking around and touching my underwear. It felt horrible. So I finally got into my doctor's office to figure out what was going on. And by the time I went to see her, it was about a week and a half after the procedure. I went in on July the 8th. That's when I went in. And man, when I went in there to see her, she noticed how bad it was. She kept apologizing, like, oh my gosh. I was considered her worst case scenario, her second worst case scenario. The first person that had a bad reaction was way worse than me, but she's never had anything bad happen to anybody until that guy and then me. And so it was like a blood clot. It ended up getting so heavy and hard down there. It was hard in certain areas. And I was trying to figure out, man, I think that is a big, gigantic fucking blood clot. And I was right, because it was. She was explaining to me that from them going down in the area where blood was able to get into, that they wouldn't be able to notice at the time of the procedure when they were finishing up, got to build up so bad and massive that it needed to be either she was going to take a scalpel and cut and then get all of it out, or she was going to give me some medication and I was going to just let it heal on its own. But before she did that, she went and started trying to squeeze because I started bleeding again down there. And that's because the blood was trying to come out. I was finally able to sleep on my bed after the first week. And when I slept on my bed, I slept on my side and my legs was closed. And when my legs was closed, it was squeezing the testicles, and that's how blood was coming out. But it technically shouldn't have been bleeding. That's what made me call her and go down to see her again. And what happened was, we had to squeeze out all that blood clot. We didn't get all of it out. We got about 60% of it that day. The rest of the time I was trying to get the rest of it out. It still today isn't all the way 100% out, but it looks normal down there and it feels normal. I can damn near jump up and down, but I won't because I still gotta wear that jock strap sometimes. But yeah, she was squeezing it out. And I don't know if you know what toothpaste looked like coming up out of the toothpaste bottle. Yeah, man, that's how it was with me. It was squeezing down there, gigantic clots coming out, looking like jelly. That's just what it looked like. Red jelly. It was dark because that was the old blood from the day of the surgery. And it sat down there all that time. So squeezing out, gushing it out. And we got a lot of it out, but I had to go home after that and get the rest of it out. It won't let you get it all the way. It'll let you get so much out. And then after a few days or the next day, I was able to kind of get the rest of it. And not even the rest, this is all even out yet. But I had to get the rest of it out and get out as much as I could every time I had the chance. I had to wear a doggone a pad. Where women wear maxi pads, and I had to wear the Pens diaper after I left her office that day when she was squeezing it out. I had to put on the doggone adult diaper. But I was definitely and she gave me some medication just in case it was infected or whatever, and it wasn't pus or anything, but still took it and got that medication just to make sure everything was cool. So we did that, and man, I felt instant relief right after that. I was still sitting on the ice packs, but I felt instant relief. So with that being said, I don't have a problem with getting a vasectomy procedure done. I just happen to be a worst case scenario, and I really believe that had I been wearing the proper jock strap, my balls would have been elevated up enough so all the blood could reach where that wound was. They keep an open wound down there. It would have kept that wound open. It would have pushed up in it to get out all the way, I believe. That was the mistake I think I made. Second mistake was I should have made her give me some pain medication. Like, nah. I need some hydrocodone or something because the pain was incredible. I'm not gonna even lie. It was incredible. 2 weeks, no sex, unbearable. Wouldn't wish the pain or the experience on anybody, but like I said, that normally doesn't happen. Everything is usually cool after the second day, and you heal up fine, and usually no problems. You can get back to doing what you was doing. So with that being said, I don't knock the procedure. I'm glad I did it. Just the thing of it is, do the procedures, do the things that you're supposed to do, after the procedure is done. If you're elevating your legs all the way and resting and doing all those things, and you constantly got a jock strap on, you probably won't have that experience. Plus, I'm older. I'm 46 years old. You know, I think that was a little bit of a complication just because of the age. Usually guys are a little younger when they get it done, and maybe they can heal up faster. I don't know. But I do know that it was still worth doing it. I'm glad I did it. I hate to go through the system again. I've been through that system with the children that I have, and my experience was so bad with being involved with this system, as far as, you know, the courts and things. I didn't want to go through that ever again in life. So I should have got the procedure done. But I'm still glad I did it. I'm not out there like that at all, but, you know, things happen. You know how it goes. And I just want to make sure, with that being said, that I ain't having no more. You know what I mean? No more. I love kids. They're beautiful. But at this point, I like to be able to put them up and then come back to them when I want to. I don't want to be obligated to have to deal with it on and off, like, not on and off, but constant, consistent. I'm at the age where I'm finally enjoying my life, and I want to live my life, you know, and do the things I finally want to do. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're interested in getting this thing done, if you got a lot of kids and you want to get a vasectomy, you know, I say go ahead. I encourage it. Just do what you're supposed to do, and I think everything will be fine. Keep some ice packs and stuff around. You never know. You might have to send them some ice. So with that being said, you know, it was my experience, and I'm glad I did it, and I wouldn't take it away from anybody who wants to do that as well. So, you know, you guys have a good day. I love you guys, and take care.